TIFU Buy Toothpasting in the cheesecake. This actually happened today and I'm still feeling the consequences. While standing in the coconut, waiting for the shower to warm up this morning, I decided to try the toothpaste dance the kids do in the stands at hockey games. I was getting into quite the rhythm, doing really well and moving pretty fast. It felt invigorating. I noticed something was just a little off however, and started to make adjustments to try and figure it out. Turns out I had my hands open and flat and you're supposed to have them in fists. Well, I made fists and it looked perfect for a moment until I proceeded to punch the life out of my butternut as it was flapping back and forth due to the motion of my hips. I immediately bent over, smacked my face on the bathroom counter and fell to the floor. Now I'm sitting here at work with a sore coconut and forehead, feeling like a fool. TLDR, toothpasting butternut, punched my butternut and hit my head. Left feeling like a zucchini. Edit, TIFU and called flossing toothpasting. Edit 2, everyone thinks I'm old. I am not, I was just a 30-year-old posting his cheesecake up pre-coffee. Edit 3, I can't believe how many people have gotten actual toothpaste on their dicks. Apparently it stings. By the title I thought you had dropped some toothpaste in your banana and it burned or something. Can't say if I'm glad or disappointed that it wasn't that. I saw toothpasting and thought that's a weird way to describe brushing your teeth, and he must have dropped toothpaste on his junk or something. I start reading what the zucchini is he talking about, what is the toothpaste dance? Got to end and saw edit. Oh, what a dumbass, lol. Floss dance?
Banana. You're right.
Cheesecake toothpasting lamau.
I thought there was a new dance trend and I was just totally out of the loop as usual.
4 out of 5 dentists recommend you never do that again. TIFU by leaving my facial cleansing brush in my boyfriend's parents' bathroom. This happened 2 weeks ago and I've only just stopped cringing entirely when I think about it. My boyfriend and I were visiting his, quite conservative, parents' house for the weekend. Took a shower, and I remember feeling really smug because I remembered to bring all of my cleansing stuff with me, including my new cleansing brush. For anyone that doesn't know what it is, it's literally a small handheld electronic contraption with a brush at the end of it, and does a better job of cleansing your face and leaving your skin smooth AF than if you just used a flannel. After using it, I wrapped myself in a towel and was sorting out my shower bag when I had the amazing idea of detaching the brush from my cleanser, and leaving both parts on the windowsill to dry. It's important to note that I had the contraption body facing away, towards the window, so you could only really see the handle and then the back of the head of it. Anyway, everything's fine for a couple of hours. Boyfriend and I are sitting in his bedroom when his dad knocks on the door, gives me a really shifty look and then asks for a word with my boyfriend. Both looked at each other weirded out, but my boyfriend obliged and went outside to the hallway. After a few moments he comes back in a bit red in the face, sits down on the bed and says, "Why did you leave a banana toy in the bathroom?" Obviously I was perplexed, saying I really had no idea what he was talking about. He was embarrassed rather than accusatory, and explained his dad had briefly described it as pink with a big bulb, and then it hit me. I too went bright red and laughed rather uncomfortably as I explained what it was. Unfortunately, I didn't realize his dad was lingering outside the door still. You don't have to lie, bloated rabbit, it's okay, but just next time don't leave it around for everyone to see. Swear on my life it's a face cleanser, I said, rushing up and retrieving it with the brush attachment. I handed it over and he looked really sheepish and apologized, and we both had a bit of an awkward laugh about it. My boyfriend then decides to take the jokes up a notch and say how stupid his dad is, and how he's a dirty old man for thinking like that. His dad got a bit defensive, and his response still makes me want to crawl into a hole and die when I think about it. Well, I'm sorry, but it looks just like one of your mother's toys. I'm not religious at all, but when I say I wanted God to beam me up there and then, I'm not kidding. I felt like jumping out the window. The whole energy of the room shifted. His dad made a hasty retreat as my boyfriend stood there gobsmacked, and we didn't dare leave the bedroom again for the next couple of hours. Worst part was we had a family dinner that night, and his mum asked me about the facial cleanser and where to buy one. My boyfriend and his dad put their forks down at the same time. Talk about awkward. Doctor, I left my facial cleansing brush on the windowsill of my boyfriend's conservative parents' bathroom. His dad found it, thought it was a coconut toy, and when boyfriend took the piss he accidentally revealed it looked like one of my boyfriend's mum's toys. If mom knew about the debacle then that was one hell of a power move at the end, lol. Well, on the bright side, this sounds like a wonderful story to relive with the family years later.
And perhaps like a moment of growth, transparency, sexual openness, and humanity?
My mum had one of these, and for years I thought it was a cheesecake toy. She used to keep a bottle of unlabeled gel beside it which I always assumed was lube. Nope. It was natural aloe vera gel that she got from a friend, and it was all pretty innocent. Edit, I do realize it's aloe vera, but I like the way it sounds, so I'm gonna leave it. My mom once walked into my room while my brother and I were chatting and playing video games and asked, "Do you have my vibrator?" I blinked several times, then looked over at my brother who was obviously just as confused and embarrassed as I was. I stammered something. I was so stunned I don't think it was actually words. My mom then seemed to pick up what we were thinking and finished the foot massager. Oh, that, yeah. I retrieved the massager I had borrowed after a hiking trip and handed to her. "What did you think I meant?" Mom questioned. "Well, I mean, you said vibrator." Stammered. "Yeah, I was confused too." My brother chimed in, laughing. "You two are weird." Mom replied and walked out of the room. Weirdest interaction I ever had with my mother.
A foot massager can be used in a number of ways, maybe she revealed one of them.
My first thought after reading this is OMG, I'm dying, ha ha ha. Bad enough that the dad thought it was a zucchini toy, but dude, don't try to explain yourself with "well, I'm sorry, but it looks just like one of your mother's toys." That killed it, ha ha. TIFU accidentally watching a Black Mirror episode with audio description on. Not today, but Black Mirror subpost about season 3 being the best was trending yesterday, and I just remembered my banana up. Said episode was Shut Up and Dance, where the young protagonist was forced to rob a bank, fight other people, etc. because an unknown person hacked into his computer and threatened to reveal his dark secrets if not complied. Now, I don't understand how, but for some reason, the audio description was turned on when the episode began. So the narrator describes the character's actions in between dialogues like, "Sister comes up and touches his hands" and whatnot. Had it been any other shows or movies, my wife and I definitely would have caught this mistake instantly. But of course, the Black Mirror always coconut with our minds, so we just went with it and hypothesized what the voice could be, and what the episode was trying to tell us. I think we came up with some absurd ideas like episode is about how we don't really have free will, only chosen ones can hear this voice, the narrating voice is the hacker, etc. We were basically focused only on the voice in the sky the entire episode. Well, the end was near, and came the twist. Normally, we would have gasped at the revelation, more surprising because there were subtle hints throughout, but not this time. We were like, yeah, that's cool. So what was the voice? And to our complete and utter shock, the episode was over without any explanation about the voice. We were quite dumbfounded at this point, because as complex as Black Mirror episodes go, we could at least understand the basic message it was trying to tell us, but this time we couldn't grasp anything. After some thinking and talking, we cut our losses and just moved on to the next episode, where we soon found we are too dumb for this show. TL, Doctor turned on audio description, thought it was part of the show and got really confused. Edit, mostly lurker. I don't know if there are any etiquettes I have to follow through. I will upvote everyone's comments for now. For those who says it's not TIFU, I guess it's mundane. That's true. Since some folks are okay with the change of intensity of butternut up, and so are mods, I am at peace with it. This reminds me of the time I read the book I Am Legend. My fiance had been recommending the book up and down, saying how much he loved it. I had already seen the movie, but I love books, so figured, yeah, let's read this thing. Well, unbeknownst to me, the copy he owns is merged with short stories written by the same author. The short stories are at the end of the book, and there are probably 4 to 5 stories, meaning 4 to 5 extra chapters. There is literally no distinction between the end of I Am Legend and the beginning of the short stories. No the end, no title page for the new story about to begin, nothing. So I read the end of I Am Legend, and kept reading thinking the book wasn't over yet. All the short stories were bizarre, one about witches in the woods, one about a guy getting weird phone calls. They were so off topic from I Am Legend that I was confused, but excited that it was somehow going to turn around in some amazing plot twist. By the last page I was so mad, I put it down thinking, what the holy hell was that / a completely unsatisfying feeling when finishing a book. The whole reading experience was tainted and I don't think I have gotten over it yet, haha. I really wish I had gotten to enjoy that book for what it is. I'm blind, and I've always wished for sighted people to experience audio description at least once in their life. If you get the right describer, it feels like they're watching it with you. Some even put emotion in their voice at the right places. The way you experienced it is certainly unique, and it made me laugh. Smile. Maybe you'll consider trying it again sometime now that you know that that's what you were listening to, lol.
Right? I'm deaf, and so my husband always helps me feel better by putting subtitles on whenever we watch something, or asks for them if we're out so I don't feel self-conscious. People always groan about how annoying they are, but they've never had to deal with the annoyance of poor subtitle transcribers. Some people are just lazy, skipping entire sentences, or writing, music plays like, okay, that's helpful. Everyone should have to deal with the troubles of poor accommodation before they're allowed to complain about it. After that, complain away. It sucks and it's good to vent.
I'm blind also. You need to watch Borat with description, if you can stomach it. Having a posh sounding English guy come up and say things like, he's holding a bag of shit, and he grabs the rubber fist and runs out of the room, stark naked. It actually makes the film way more funny. I did this accidentally with Orange is the New Black, and I instantly knew it was a mistake / not part of the episode because the opening title sequence is a bunch of close-ups on mouths / eyes / faces in really fast sequence. So the voice was like close-up on upset woman, close-up on old woman, close-up on woman with tattoos, close-up on smiling woman. On a related note, I really wish that Breaking Bad had audio description. It's a good show, but I can't follow along all the time. At least Better Call Saul is fully described. I recommend people to turn the AD feature on Netflix, and watch an episode of your favorite show with your eyes closed to fully experience audio description.
Walt rolls a barrel of cash across the desert. Take my true love by the hand, lead her through the town. Say goodbye to everyone, goodbye to everyone.